delicious. These things happen. Right, anywho, Coach Helen for YouFit Studio. Let's get protein on the road. I mean, I really don't want to get too far into people asking what protein is, as in where can I find it. Although I did do in the last one, I listed some stuff out. I went through some of the big questions you get, which is, I'm vegetarian, it's really hard to get protein, or vegan, it's hard to get protein. Nah, actually, I mean, now having been on all three camps, so having ate meat, now vegetarian, or I suppose I've been vegan now really for, this has stumped me, since the last mixed grill live, obviously, where I then ate a lot of meat afterwards. It's been at least a month or two. So I've actually sat in all three types of eating, if you want to call it that, and actually it's okay. It's okay to get, hey Molly, it's okay, Molly. See, this is what you missed. This is what I do. Sing it, everyone. Kate just gets this every time. Hey Kate. Actually, it's quite straightforward to get protein when you think of it as a collective part of your meal, and not the equivalent of a chicken breast, as if that is the best protein there is out there. And actually, there's protein in every living thing, broccoli and otherwise. However, a lot of people think that it's not good enough quality protein if it wasn't mooing at some point or making some kind of animal noise. Actually, you can get fantastic protein out of a lot of our food stuff. The build up of amino acids, and there's lots of, I don't want to get too geeky because and what I do love this. The first time I heard this, I loved this as a saying about protein. It's because they're called the building blocks of life. It's just stuck with me for, I don't know, at least 4 years. To say forever, feels like forever when it's been 4 years. However, the building blocks of life, I love this. I love this as a saying about protein because it's actually really true. Like, it doesn't come from nowhere, that saying. And if you haven't heard it, say it again, it's building blocks of life. Really, really useful. And often, because of the reasons I just listed, a lot of clients will come to YouFit and actually they're not actually having a lot of protein in their diet. Let's just say a typical cereal in the morning or instant oats, a salad of some description with some nasty ass tuna, if anything, or a cup of soup. That happens a lot at lunch. And an evening meal, there will probably be some variation of a protein, like a dal, or maybe some kind of meat sauce, or that's usually about it, to be fair. It's quite restrictive. And that will be about it. And then there's a lot of carbs in other forms. And when we're missing the building blocks of life, we're missing some fundamentally great things. I'm not suggesting you eat steak for breakfast. Let me just make that clear. There's other ways of getting protein, and it isn't having to do those kind of things. Eggs are a fantastic source. Low-fat Greek yogurt, zero-fat Greek yogurt, has a fantastic amount of protein. It doesn't require you cooking anything. So I mean, there's loads of ways to get protein in without having to think it's got to be like, it has got to have the protein label on it. So building blocks of life, sorry to get back on track. Don't get me talking about meat, I'm already going. It helps replace the worn out cells in our bodies. That's why we say protein is great for hair and nails, skin, all those things, right? If somebody's got a history of some challenges with hair, some of the things we'll talk about is looking at protein. Not that we're not health professionals. Let's make clear, this is just all about getting decent nutrition in and looking at where things are missing. Adding some protein into your meals can help with those things. It helps transport loads of substances around our bodies. It aids repair, right? What I said about dead cells, it's not just hair and skin, nails. It's if you, any kind of training, Met class strength, boot camp, you would need a lot of protein, or at least a decent amount of protein if you came to my boot camp on Saturday. If you're coming this Saturday, plan your meals to include some protein. You will need it. Imagine this, having not trained anyone for 6 months, and then give me a group of people. I lived my best life for 2 sets of 40 minutes, let's just say. I don't think they did. They definitely needed some repair after that. I am not, and I'm going to be honest, I am not a huge advocate of protein shakes after a workout, unless it's necessary. I just like, personally, this is only personal opinion, I like good old-fashioned food. And those things have a place for some clients. Majority of clients will get it enough as it is. So yeah, you guys come in on Saturday, you do not need to bring a protein shake. You will need to be planning your meals though to ensure there's some protein in it for your lunch and dinner, because you all need recovery. And it also, there's oh, I'm gonna get really geeky now. Oh, geek. There's a hormone called glucagon. See? Glucagon. I feel like real logical right now. It's just a hormone at the end of the day. That gets released when we actually eat protein, that helps us understand how to control our own body fat. And helps us know when we're full, or actually is a satiety level with it that is higher than a lot of other foods. So it actually keeps us fuller for longer, which is fantastic. Like, that's a win, right? Decent protein per meal, going to keep you fuller for longer, and helps you recover from a session with me, and helps your nails and hair look fantastic, and helps with replacement of cells. I mean, what more can you really ask for? Except this is a challenge, right? And I think we've all been at some point, certainly I was, where it's absent a lot from our diets in terms of from a health perspective. And that can be quite challenging. And I've had a lot of new clients in the last few weeks when we've discussed it. It's like, aiming to not try and get in every single meal 100% of the time is okay. Just knowing that it has really great benefits, and the more you can increase it into your meals, the better you're going to feel. One of the things I will touch on this one more time is the meat sweats. This is where it went all wrong on the last live, where I tasked, I'm really going, no, not again. Started to talk about the mixed grill, and then life just went a bit wrong. I'm not going to relive it again. I'm not going to even imagining it, right? I'm not even going to get a picture in my head. And please, no sending me pictures of steaks, please, Kate, now and forever. However, one of the most brilliant things, I think, about protein, and above all the other things being the building blocks of life, love that, is that actually not all food is equal in terms of how our body processes it. And by that I mean, if you're taking fat, protein and carbohydrates, your body will use energy to consume all those elements. It needs to use more energy or calories to burn through protein. Fact. That's why you get the meat sweats. Or variation of, I mean, I've not yet hit a vegetarian protein source where I've got the sweats quite the same. However, if you have a big meal and you feel a bit warm, usually Christmas, isn't it, really? If you think about it, traditional Christmas turkey meal job, right? It's like, oh, I'm so warm. It's because you've probably got through a lot of turkey and pigs in blankets and all the rest of it, or like a ham with it, or several meats, whatever you've done, right? So actually, whenever you feel overheated when you've ate a lot of food, it's the thermic effect of feeding. Which is what your body's doing. It's having to work harder to process the food, and part of that is a protein element which takes more calories and therefore rises your body temperature. Factoid. Boom, fact. Without me going off too far on track and talking about meat. Moving on quickly so I don't. One final fact to love. If you're losing body fat, which majority of our clients are, if you're losing body fat, protein helps you keep, hang on to lean muscle mass. And by that I mean, it helps maintain what you have, right? It does. Depending on your argument, like, you do need protein to build muscle, yes, you do. It's fundamental. As much as you need to recover from very big training sessions, you need to also recover from even a Met class, especially with me, or a boot camp on the park, especially with me. Heads up for those again. Hey, studio. Studio's here. Hey. So this was a relatively short one, studio, because it's just recapping one I've already done. At the request of a client, one of Sam's clients wanted this one, just to know why they needed protein or why it was important. Again, because so many people have a lot of questions about it and assume that protein is for people that want to build muscle. And it's not actually. It's a fantastic part of anyone's diet. And if we cast our mind back, if you're an existing client, think, I said when you started, consider how carb heavy and protein devoid your diet most likely was. Another classic I had last week was cornflakes for breakfast, cheese sandwich for lunch, and then protein in the evening. 1 meal of protein, and then a lot of snacking in between, because actually what's happening is a high amount of carbs, high amount of sugar, low amounts of protein, very low, and then just wild sugar spikes and no fullness, no glucagon. Glucagon and ghrelin. Oh, see, how say that? I'm not going to say that too many times fast. However, was that with G, didn't they? Two fantastic hormones that are promoted and supported by having protein, that are just brilliant ways of helping sustain weight loss and sanity at the same time. Who knew, right? So, recap. Recap. Building blocks of life. But when it's pool toys, building blocks of life. Ask me about protein, I'm going to fire that straight back at you. If it's a building blocks of life and we want to have a good quality of life, why not have it at a reasonable amount? So we need it because, as I said, it helps repair worn out cells. So we're talking hair, nails, skin, repair work after a boot camp with me, absolutely. And with the studio, if you happen to be having a boot camp with the studio or a Met class. The studio will also kill you. We talked about glucagon a little bit, how it maintains control of body fat, and why protein can actually increase, or consuming protein can actually increase that hormone within your body, and how often we avoid it so much because we assume that as a vegetarian or vegan it's hard to get hold of the source, or it has to be a singular protein source, when it's actually everywhere in our food. It helps us feel fuller for longer. We love that. There's a thermic effect of I'm just trying to remember everything I went through. The thermic effect of eating. So you want to no more of the meat sweats. However, if you had a big meal and you feel warm, that is what you're experiencing. And protein is a big part of raising of your body temperature. You consume more calories to actually consume protein, which is, there you go. It's great to know, right? Oh, don't stand back, chickens, please. What was that next question? So you're going to eat protein and eat meat all the time? Me. But that's an approach, right? There are approaches to diet that do that. It also helps you hang on to lean mass when you're losing body fat, which is essentially what you always want, right? You don't want to lose everything. You want to hold onto something, and protein helps you do that through repair work. So, sanity, yes. We all want a bit of that in life. And that's what I mean. I actually, just touching on it, one of my best friends has done paleo, and which is, for those who don't know, it's just a purely really low carb and fat and protein diet for those reasons, and it worked for him. He's lost 3 stone. I don't think he stuck to it 100% though, because we all, hands up who likes carbs. All of us like carbs. So yeah, he created a calorie deficit one way or another, and he did that through eating a lot of protein. He doesn't do it anymore though. He does definitely eat carbs now. So this is the thing. It's I've touched on different approaches before. They all work if there's a calorie deficit. All of them really only have longevity with a mix of all the elements. So protein, carbs, and fats, and vegetables as well. So that was a protein snapshot as requested. Just a recap one. And tomorrow, I believe it is, one for Kate. I hope this is, I'm not going to get the timetable wrong. It looks like it's mindless, well, see this, why did you give me this, Kate? It's a mouthful. Mindless versus mindful eating. I believe that is tomorrow. And I've got one where I've kind of put the plan in a random place. But that is on the board for the next 48 hours. So please, Kate, please join. Yay! Oh my gosh, she's going for it. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Dax has been on a protein shake for ages, and Dax is in banging shape. No, you don't need it. You don't need it. It's not a need for the majority of people. I mean, I don't actually remember the last time I had a protein shake either. It's definitely, might have been this year. Not sure. I think I might have had one in February. That seems like that might have been a reasonable time to have last had a protein shake. And I think actually, just mentioning it before I finish, actually, I think certainly for somebody transitioning or has moved away from meat or going vegetarian, vegan, or wherever they're coming from, certainly for vegetarians as well, it often appears like quite a easy and quick means of getting protein in, and they can become reliant on that. The clue's always in the name. It's a supplement, and my belief system is if you can get it through food and it suits your lifestyle and you have the time and the ability to get any of your nutrition actually through food, it's always a more nutritious option in terms of what you're getting inside that food, as opposed to a supplement, which is there for that reason. It's supplementing what you are or not able to really get into your diet. So they have their place, not gonna lie. They're not terrible. They have their place for some people, just not majority of people. And I think I just like the fact, I think majority of clients also, me included, you just get drawn to the fact it says cookies and cream. I can have cookies and cream and it's good. Oh, I will. Let's get real. I mean, let's just recap. I've been a client and a coach. I do know what people are drawn to. And if I've wanted to have protein shakes, it's chocolate, and it reminds me of home chocolate. Okay, I know it. And some clients admit to it too. So like I said, it works for some, not for everybody. So it's not a staple of everything that you have to have in life. So yeah, that is me done. Join me again for tomorrow at 5 Live again. Oh, it's Thursday. Come on, quick, isn't it? Thursday this week, join me. Until then, have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.